Hello my friends and welcome back to Ultimate Minecraft. That is right, that is correct. You just watched a time-lapse. A brilliant time-lapse, one in which I planted so many seeds. So many. It hurt my head. It hurt my head so much that I actually took a bit of time off from Minecraft after I did that. I apologize. That is why this video is so far overdue, so long overdue. But it was actually 5 shulker boxes, my friends. These 3 are all empty, and of 5 full shulker boxes, I have less than 4.5 stacks of seeds left. That's a lot. That is a lot. But up on your screen right now is my town map, and this is how it used to look before I did all of this. And right here, I've stolen the map. Temporarily, but this is what it looks like now. That is much, much bigger. And our maps back where they belong. Looks brilliant. I love the bigger green patch over on that side. But yes, this does mean that I was online for quite a bit, and I spent a fair bit of time running back and forth within render distance of this farm. And yes, we actually have a bit of sugarcane and bamboo now. I'm very happy with that. However, that alone does not make for an infinite supply of rockets. If we run up to our to-do list board, it does mean that there are a couple of things on here that we can take off. First off, the bigger wheat field. We've done that. Check. Secondly, what we did in the last episode, which I love, by the way. I am absolutely in love with the structure. It is nice and big, and it's brilliant to walk through and into. But we never took it off the board. It can come off of the board for now. I'll replace those signs with some other things later on. However, today we are going to tackle this project, the Gunpowder Farm, because, not in the last episode, but in the one before that, we got this elytra. Marvelous. I love having an elytra. However, that's the sum total of my rockets. That is not a lot. And I have no more gunpowder. I have 1 piece of lonely gunpowder, and that one is off limits. We may not use it. So I need to get my rockets. I need to build a gunpowder farm, my friends, and that is what this episode is going to be all about. But wait, what is this? What is this strange contraption over here? Well, you saw me use it in the time-lapse. This is what I made use of to get enough seeds to plant that thing. Because I had another source initially. Not 1, but 2 little semi-automatic farms. And if we pop those open, just so we don't lose anything, we can go ahead and push a button, and it auto-collects for us. But it does not auto-plant, which is a problem. And this is 64 tilled crop points. You can see the seeds are coming in. This thing was empty before I started, but it's not great. So that's what I used to use. However, the machine outside is what I built after I had 1 shulker box of those seeds, and they just were not gonna cut it. So this beautiful contraption is basically a newer version of a nano farm, a micro farm. And if you want to know more about it and how exactly to build it, I will, if I remember, leave a card up on the screen right now, or a link down in the description. I don't know how these things work, to Pixlriffs' hardcore Minecraft series where he built that. So it is his design, I believe. At the very least, I got it off of his video, and it works beautifully. No, I am getting distracted. I have recorded 7 clips now, and I have not actually done anything. I need to be productive. So yes, we are building a gunpowder farm, my friends. I have no idea where we're going to build it. It is going to be quite big. So I'm going to gather up some resources. I'm going to put away these shulker boxes, maybe use one or two of them for our project today. And I'm gonna have to figure out where I want to build this thing. And then I'll bring you guys back to explain what's going on. Okay, I have some redstone-y kind of materials, and that's probably not gonna be enough birch trapdoors. But honestly, I don't have a lot of wood at the moment. Birch is the most I had, and unless that's not gonna be enough, I couldn't be bothered to go and chop down any more trees right now. And I have some stone brick slabs that we're going to be using. As for where, of course the sun is setting just as I want to record. Anyway, as for where I want to build this thing, I want to build it a little ways out of town because I have villagers in this village of mine. And that's going to be problematic. So I could build it on top of that hill, which is a serious consideration for me. Maybe on top of that hill. Huh. That could look kind of cool. Another option is way out over there, which is far enough that I don't think any mobs will spawn close to my villagers, especially not if I put like an AFK platform up in the sky. Yeah, I'm leaning towards this one. I think I'm gonna build it over there. But first, I need to go and find a bed. Luckily for me, I put beds in just about every single building I've made. Yep, trapdoors, which means I can come up here, find a bed, and it's basically nighttime. What if I want to go to bed early? Huh? What if I want to get 10 hours of sleep instead of 8? No, Minecraft is selfish. Let me sleep, please. Yes, I think this hill will do nicely. I can see my whole village from here, which means I'll have a nice view while AFKing. But it's also outside of my village. It's on the other side of my giant wheat field. That's perfect. But first, I think I'm gonna just start by leveling out this a little bit so I have a bit of a flatter surface to just collect my thoughts and start building this farm. Seeds? I never want to see seeds again in my life. Disgusting. No, I'm lying. I'm gonna want to build more wheat fields. I'll just come and I'll take the seeds. It's fine. I'll just keep them. I'll keep them. Yep, I'll just they can go in there with the rest of my seeds, and I'll use them. I'm gonna use them again. This thing is going to be big. It is going to be very, very big. So here, this diamond is the footprint of the farm itself. Everything around it, this big square, is going to be my catchment pit. I'm going to build a tower up. Tower is going to flood creepers into the catchment pit. The catchment pit is going to flood into the middle to this 3x3 spot over here, where I'm going to have a killing chamber and my creepers are going to die. And then their gunpowder, very valuable things, are going to filter into some chests for me to collect at my leisure. Now this is an adaptation on Nembon's mob farm. I'm basically going to be building one unit of Nembon's mob farm and then modifying it to be creeper exclusive, which will be very simple, and I will demonstrate how I will be modifying it when I get to that point. But for now, I need to build my collection point first. So we start at the bottom and we work our way up. And the sun is setting again. It's always setting in this game. Okay, and oh, for the love of... There we go. We have our collection system done. Now I am 90% sure that I am never going to need 5 double chests for one AFK session. But picture this. Oops. Picture this. I am playing single player. I don't know how long this world is going to last for. It might stop completely and I might do something completely different when 1.18 comes out in a couple of months. But even if I don't, if I have 5 double chests full of gunpowder, even if it takes me 10 AFK sessions to fill, which I highly doubt, but even if it does, I don't think I'm ever gonna need more than 5 double chests of gunpowder. Unless, you know, I end up going netherite mining with TNT. Maybe. But this is the basic gist of it. It is very simple. No filter system on it because it is going to give me basically only creepers and the occasional spider, which I'm not going to complain about. I'm going to get some string out of this. But primarily it is going to be gunpowder. Up top we have our 9 hoppers, a 3x3 grid of hoppers, and all we need to do from here is just build this up 3 blocks until it looks a little something like this. This is going to be our kill chamber spot thing. What we're going to be using? Campfires. Campfires are brilliant for this job because they do deal damage, they do kill the creepers, and of course, we cannot forget that they are not a solid or full block, which means we don't need any fancy rail systems or anything to collect the blocks, the drops, because the drops will just go straight through the campfires into the hoppers. The only downside is that they make a ton of smoke. Of course, what follows is filling in this whole platform at this height now, because remember what I built at the bottom was literally just a footprint so that I could see exactly how big this thing is going to be, the whole structure. So now I need to fill it in. One thing I would highly recommend you do, and it is something that I forgot to do, that is to just place some torches down at the bottom underneath this thing, because as you begin to build it, well, it might just become a big old mob spawner. Which, you know, is kind of what you want, but not yet. Not down here, no. So light it up. Good tips. Now that we're at this stage, we are going to need some water, because we need to fill up that platform over there with just a little bit of water. Maybe not just a little bit. You might need a lot. So, this is our catchment pit as it stands at the moment. What I've built here is a 21 by 21 square, and in each corner I have placed 3, just 3, blocks. What you want to do now is with your water, come and place 1 in each corner, just like that. Just in the corner. You don't want to be creating any source blocks at the moment. You just want it in each corner, just like that. Now obviously this doesn't reach the middle. No, it does not. And that is a minor problem. However, all these corners do is they make sure it flows in this general direction. Next step. Now we want to start making a couple of source blocks, and this is also why there are 3 in the corner. You want to come in and place water sources all along all 4 sides, just like this. And now you see the reason for my dimensions. A 21 by 21 square with a wall on the edge leaves you with 8 blocks in this direction, which means all of your water sources from the ends will flow up to that point and not over, not into the hole. So that is our catchment pit, and it is at this point pretty much that my tutorial part of this video is going to end, and I am now just going to grind out the farm. Because, top right corner, you guys should see a card right about now for my cornerstone episode in which I built a very similar creeper farm to what I'm going to be building today. Go ahead and check that one out if you want a more detailed tutorial. Otherwise, go have a look at Nembon's mob farms, because this is very similar. It is an adaptation thereof. I hope you all enjoyed that little time lapse. It's a little impromptu and it almost didn't happen. Replay mod has been a little buggy this week. But there it is. It is absolutely massive. Now it is not complete. It definitely isn't finished, and I may or may not have a bit of a chicken outbreak at the moment. But anyway, the farm is, as far as mob farms go, fully functional now. Theoretically. I have the timer system built up at the top. I've got all the dispensers and observers in. I don't have any of the water buckets in place just yet, and don't worry about that dry spot. It's only there because of my temporary scaffolding, which I will use to put my water buckets in place. But anyway, it's not done. Because now to convert this farm into a creeper farm, I need to come and place trapdoors underneath all of these platforms and cover the underside of every single platform, the entire underside of every single platform with trapdoors. And that is the next step for me to do, and it is also the step that nailed it, that I am looking forward to the least. And I probably don't have enough trapdoors. Given how many blocks of stone brick I went through, I probably don't have enough. Yeah, no, that wasn't enough. I'm not sure exactly how many stacks of these things I had, but I only have one stack of them left, and these are all of the birch logs I own. For some reason, I also can't find any birch saplings in my storage room, so I'm gonna have to go and start a birch sapling collection all from scratch. I'm gonna go off in that direction and just use my fortune hoe on a birch tree and get a couple of saplings, and then I gotta get a whole bunch more birch logs. I was concerned rather, that using birch trapdoors would be a problem because they are very much directional. You can place them in all kinds of different orientations, and that makes a very big difference. However, from a distance you can't really tell. It's only when you zoom in, and you have to zoom in a lot, like more than what Optifine can do. And again, I'm never really going to be very close to this thing. And it is going to be open, by the way. Yeah, the sun's still high. It is going to be open, I've decided that. So I'm a lot less concerned now. But yeah, I need to go spend a little bit of time at my skeleton grinder to mend up this commitment hoe of mine. And then I'm gonna go get some birch saplings and make a ton more birch trapdoors. And with that, the most frustrating part of this whole farm is done. Even worse than building the frame of it. Placing those bloody trapdoors are just so annoying to do. That being said, I've been looking forward to working on this mob farm every night this week, so I have definitely been having fun, don't worry about that. But now if you come up to the top of this farm, you will see I have built an etho hopper clock, and this is going to be our main timer system. It is currently not active. There is absolutely nothing in either of these two hoppers, which is needed to run it, but it will basically send a pulse through to this line once every however many pieces of or however many items we put in there. So if we come and we switch the pulse of this thing real quick, this signal comes over here, and here we have a jukebox. So by powering this block, the jukebox gets powered, and that begins the whole redstone circuit signal thing. But now you can see every second platform has water on it, because I've already placed water into those 5 platforms. The other 4 don't yet have water buckets in them. But now, while that water is currently in place on the other 5, we can come up to the 4 that don't have water buckets in their dispensers just yet and actually put water into their dispensers and break my ankles and then go all the way back up. So currently you can see we have the very top platform flooded with water, and the one just beneath it is not flooded with any water, and so on. It varies, it fluctuates. If we now come and power this section again and have another look, you'll see the top one is now no longer powered, but the one just beneath it is, and so it oscillates once more. What this now does is it means that at all times there will be spawnable platforms in this farm, and that's brilliant. That is going to up our productivity just a little bit. I do see now that I'm gonna have to get rid of my torches at the bottom, which is a real shame, but ultimately I don't think I'm going to need them for much longer. And now, with all of my little torches on the corners removed, you can see if I stand here on the very edge that currently the light level is 6. Now aggressive mobs need a light level of 7 or lower to spawn. Or it's 7 and up in which they don't spawn. So 6 is right on the edge, but it does still allow them to spawn. Now obviously, to make that even darker, you could finish this diamond shaped top here, because the further you come out here, the darker that end piece will become. Ideally you want this to be a total of, I think it's 14 blocks wider than your platforms are. I had it like that initially in the time lapse, and then I removed 6 blocks because I didn't like the shape of the really big diamond. I like this octagon shape more. You can see it does spawn some spiders, but that's okay. Spiders will just give me some string, and they will also fall to the bottom and die eventually. If we now come over here, I can turn F3 off. Let's put in half a stack of items for now and see how that works for us. But you see now, it's swapped. The spider used to be here at the very top, and now there's water on that platform. As if on cue, it does switch. And that is perfect. That works absolutely wonderfully. And that is now a fully functional creeper farm that will also produce the occasional piece of string. Now then, all that remains for us to do with this farm is to give it a bit of a test to make sure that it works. For that, I am going to just ensure that this thing is empty. We've already been getting some things from it, so I can throw that in there. And to test this farm, you can just see it way up over there. We need to be 128 blocks above my kill level, because any aggressive mobs more than 128 blocks away from the player, hi chicken, you don't need to push, despawn immediately. So we want the ground level here to be further than 128 blocks from us. So we're currently on level 70 on the ground here, and this is about the highest spawn point directly around me. So this here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half because of the campfire. So let's say 7 blocks above this is where my kill platform is. Just to be sure, I'm gonna drop that by 2 blocks or so to make sure that my kill platform is within the 128 blocks. So 75 plus 128 blocks should put us at level 203, which I have already prepared for us up there. Using our elytra and the little bit of rockets we have, if I can possibly make this landing, we're gonna go ahead and land up here just because it's easier than climbing nearly 150 scaffolding blocks. Drop our way in here, close that. Because I am extremely paranoid, I'm gonna go ahead and dump all of this stuff into a shulker box, and then I'm gonna hit start on my timer for 30 minutes from right now. 30 minutes later, let's jump on down and see what is going on down here. Whoa, you could see all of those mobs in that catchment pit. How are we looking? Ooh! How is there bones and arrows? How? This thing shouldn't be able to spawn skeletons. Anyway, my friends, that's a lot of gunpowder. That is a significant amount. That's half an hour. That is just 30 minutes. 14 stacks of gunpowder in 30 minutes. That's incredible. That's ridiculous. That's... What do you have, sir? Why are you here? Do you have anything good? You do not. Sir, I would like to introduce you to a friend of mine. You may not like him, but my friend is quite fond of you. Anywho, that's... I'd call that a success. That is 100% a success, my friends. We've built a functional gunpowder and string farm. Double wonderful. Yes. Yes, indeed. Double wonderful is now a thing. What that does mean for us now, my friends, that we get to fly over here to where our sugarcane farm is situated and come and grab out some of this lovely sugarcane. I knew there was a reason why I put a crafting table in here last episode, and we get to make ourselves all the rockets we could ever want. Whee! I believe that is a pretty good place for us to end today's episode, though, my friends. We did a lot. I had initially planned on decorating this thing as well in today's episode, but I've already edited all of the previous clips together because I had like 37 clips up to that point, and the video is getting quite long at this point, so we're gonna call it here. We're gonna end it, and we'll decorate this at a later stage. My friends, you know what that means though. If you have at any point enjoyed this episode, if you've liked what I've done, if you found yourself smiling, go ahead and hit that like button. That thumbs up button really does help out the channel. And leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. I love your suggestions, your comments. Leave that down below. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. Until next time, my friends, have an absolutely brilliant one.